Whatever you know or think you know about Imiloa usually shatters the moment you arrive on campus. Whether you're a host or a guest, things show up differently than what you were expecting. At one of our fam trips, the hosts gathered around a fire just to exchange ideas. And what we've realized that most hosts are holding in terms of tension for their groups is the delicate balance between grief and joy.
It is the confidence building and seeing how well the team's working together to support the leaders, so that I know when I come here with a group, it's going to be so well organized that I will be able to deliver an experience that will be surreal and dreamlike for those people coming in. And so for me, that's really just that confidence building, that alignment, and the connection and community building. Being here has been transformational, absolutely.
The openness to share, like, everybody here is willing to share their gifts and insight and knowledge. There's no competition. It's like what I've been seeking literally my whole life, like to find a community that they want you to be your best, and they want to help support that in any way. I don't know, it's been kind of heaven-like.
What many hosts realize is the community that is awaiting them when they decide to host at Imiloa is one of the best parts of being here.
I've been thinking a lot about that, especially in how this is Imiloa as the fam trip plus the retreat, which is like mandating that we are giving something to ourselves before. And of course there's, reason to do it for marketing and connection and stuff, but it's also us taking a pause and really taking care of ourselves, that is connected to also giving. And I think it's making me wonder more about my life balance of like, I've been on this journey of trying to figure out how I find my balance. And I think a lot about that with regards to the world, because there's so many really horrible things happening in this world, genocides that we're witnessing, and I'm thinking about this beautiful, serene place that we're in while people are, being killed, murdered, and, unimaginable things. Balance is the word that I keep coming back to, and I don't always know how to balance grief and joy, but we have to. And I think that question is kind of what I'm sitting with.
There is no better person to talk about that tension between grief and joy than Dr. Andrea Russell, a 10-time Imiloa host who has hosted over 60 retreats in her career.
As a retreat leader, one of the things I used to do often is I would plan and prepare for like every minute of retreat, and kind of have it planned out what I was going to do on retreat. I was on an airplane to come to Costa Rica to lead a retreat, and when I was going to silence my phone, my mom was calling, so I picked it up, and she said, "Daddy just died." And I said, "My daddy or your daddy?" Because her dad, it was in his 90s, my grandfather. And she said, "Your dad." And so I had to decide in that moment if I was going to come and lead my retreats in Costa Rica, or fly back home and be with my family. I actually got on and off the airplane several times because I did end up deciding to come to Costa Rica and teach my retreats. I had no idea how I was going to teach that retreat because I was like broken, because my father was just somebody that I was so incredibly close to. He was my person in my family. And there was only one person I didn't know who was coming on that retreat. I knew everyone else. And so I was really, really concerned about how the retreat was going to be for her, because I knew all my students would kind of like empathize with me and like be okay that I needed to be however I was. And she arrived, and she was coming on the retreat because her mother had died a year before, and it was the year anniversary of her mother's deaths. And she hadn't been able to grieve because she's a mother of 4. And she was coming on the retreat simply so that she could have her own time to grieve. And the retreat was amazing. It was amazing. And I took care of myself, and I showed up for the retreat in the best way that I could. And I'm still, even though it was a hard decision, I'm still really, really grateful that I still showed up to teach. Yeah.